Naughty!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the details, plot points, and other factors that we only stitch together as adults.
Poor man, Susie! Oh, leave my mother out of this!
Number 10. Lilo's Picasso Era. Stitch might not be the biggest appreciator of other people's belongings or their art. At least not when he first moves in.
No! That's from my blue period. There. You know, you wreck everything you touch.
As he tears the painting on Lilo's easel, you may have noticed she calls it part of her blue period. Now, she might have meant blue as in sad, but the art buffs among us know she's not the first to use that term.
His use of blue as catharsis would last 3 years. He would depict a broad range of subjects and themes, all of which were related to despair, loneliness, melancholy, poverty, old age, and, of course, death.
Unless your parents raised you in art galleries, you might have missed the nod to Pablo Picasso, who also had a blue period marked by a few years of moody blue and blue-green paintings inspired by grief and struggle. Although we wonder if Picasso ever went full Godzilla on his creations.
No more caffeine for you.
Number 9. One for the UFO enthusiasts out there. You can't really have a film about extraterrestrial beings without brushing up against some of the folklore, mysteries, and myths that come with the territory.
Where will he exit? Calculating now. Quadrant 17, Section 005, Area 51. A planet called ER.
Case in point, the sisters are frequently visited by one very serious man in black. Turns out he's had prior run-ins with aliens. He even tells the Grand Councilwoman that this isn't their first meeting.
You look familiar.
CIA, Roswell, 1973.
Ah, yes. You had hair then?
The Roswell incident refers to a 1947 event in which a rancher near Roswell, New Mexico, discovered strange debris on his land. Stuff unlike anything he'd ever seen. Agent Cobra bubbles might have popped up in the area years later because that's when Roswell lore really took off and became a cornerstone of UFO mythology.
The incident sparked a UFO scare and inspired decades of science fiction movies. Then, 50 years after the incident, the Air Force released a report admitting that the wreckage was part of a secret system of atomic espionage. But for real believers, this is just another cover-up.
Number 8. Agent Marcellus Bubbles Wallace. Cobra Bubbles might seem like he fits right in with the Men in Black, but he actually shares more with a certain powerful, no-nonsense crime lord from LA.
This is Mr. Bubbles.
Nice to meet you.
Your knuckles say Cobra. Cobra Bubbles.
Put them side by side and you'll spot a few similarities, but the voice really gives it away. Both characters are played by Ving Rhames, and word is his 1994 role helped inspire Bubbles during the early development stages.
I've grasped that, Jules. All I'm doing is contemplating the ifs.
That said, the similarities pretty much stop there. One's an intimidating former CIA agent turned social worker, and the other runs a criminal empire. Still, it's a fun and clever nod to Rames's range and how a voice can shape a whole character.
Am the one they call when things go wrong. And things have indeed gone wrong.
Number 7. Lilo turns the tide on tourism. Travel is a privilege and often an eye-opening one, but who hasn't cringed at those tourists who treat locals like part of the scenery?
It's nice to live on an island with no large cities.
It's like barging into someone's home with no regard for how they live or what matters to them. Lilo definitely had her fill of that type, and she's made turning the tables a bit of a pastime.
Oh, my camera's full again. Aren't they beautiful?
In a deleted scene, she wryly mocks clueless visitors, poking fun at how they see her land, and her culture, even stirring up a little panic. It's a big subject to cover in a kids' movie. Some will laugh in recognition, others might feel a tad sheepish. Either way, it's some great irreverent commentary.
If you lived here, you'd understand.
Number 6. How Lilo and Stitch brought the ink back to life. Back in Disney's early days, watercolor images were standard. Until newer, faster technologies took over.
Watercolor was used for the backgrounds, never for the characters. Because even in Pinocchio and Bambi, the characters are from the drawings, hand-inked on these cells, on these clear cells.
But Lilo and Stitch became one of those rare films for which watercolors were brought back from retirement to give that bright, storybook feel and create a visual link to classic Disney.
You have to be a dynamite artist with lots of experience to do that. The watercolor thing is just something would give it like a new edge because it hadn't been done. It just hasn't been done before.
Although the filmmakers soon learned that painting every lush Hawaiian backdrop by hand was no small feat. The team even traveled to Hawaii to capture the scenery just right. The result was a, quote, dreamy yet tactile look that made the world feel real but a little magical too. As kids, we were too busy laughing at Stitch's antics, but as adults, we get it. This film is a work of art, literally.
We had Rick go away and do identical paintings, one in gouache, replicating the watercolor look, and the other in watercolor. And there was absolutely no comparison.
Number 5. David's dedication to Nani. As kids, our hearts probably fluttered for the perfectly coiffed hair and charming smiles of Disney princes. But with adult eyes, the appeal shifts.
Don't worry. She likes her butt and fancy hair. I know. I read her diary.
She thinks it's fancy?
David Cavena embodies a more grounded, relatable ideal. A supportive partner, a kind soul, and someone who embraces the messy realities of life. He likes Nani, but never pressures her. He's that dependable friend she can lean on when things get tough, and he'll do anything to help her with no expectations.
Hey, I might not be a doctor, but I know that there's no better cure for a sour face than a couple of boards and some choice waves. What you think?
I think that's a great idea.
Yet he also knows when to give her breathing room. He also seems to love Lilo like a little sister. Plus, he's a talented fire dancer. All that packed into a surfer's body. Oh, like you didn't notice.
Lingering in the ocean blue, I'd surf till the sun sets beyond the horizon.
Number 4. Lilo and Stitch's special connection. Before these two ever met, it was practically written in the stars that they should find each other. Or should we say in the bite marks. After Stitch bites Captain Gantu, he worries he might need medical attention.
Does this look infected to you?
Meanwhile, light years away, Myrtle voices a similar concern after her altercation with Lilo. Both also share similar ways of handling situations when they feel trapped, but perhaps the most telling sign lies in their names.
Does it have to be this dog?
Yes, he's good. I can tell.
Lilo has a few meanings in Hawaiian, including generous and lost. Lilo is incredibly generous to Stitch, making him part of their family, but she's also a lost soul, until Stitch comes along. Or should we say, until he stitches her life back together.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Number 3. A love letter to Polynesian culture. Today, Disney's known for being pretty thoughtful in how it represents different cultures, but that actually started earlier than you might think.
What are you doing?
It's incredible. This amazing shell, it's called what? Kahelelani. And he found like 18 the first time, and I'm gonna find one now.
Lilo and Stitch is set on the island of Kauai and centers on local Hawaiian characters and their real-life challenges. The filmmakers actually visited Hawaii multiple times, studying its landscapes, traditions, and people.
I went to see a hula master, which was arranged for me by the folks at Disney. And for those who have not been in touch with the Hawaiian culture with regard to hula, it's a very serious part of their culture.
They worked closely with cultural experts, incorporating everything from history and traditions to the rhythms of everyday island life. Music and dance is a big part of the story, and if you know hula, you'll definitely catch the care they put in.
Step, 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 step. That's all we're doing, okay? Remember only get right, left, right. 1, 2, left, right, left.
Also, check out David's necklace. It seems to be a nod to Polynesian mythology, specifically one that would make a big Mickey Mouse-shaped splash years later. Number 2, and Sister of the Year goes to... Sometimes it's not until we've grown up that we realize just how much our guardians did for us. and how much we put them through.
I like you better as a sister than a mom.
Yeah?
And you like me better as a sister than a rabbit, right?
Oh. Yes.
Nani's barely an adult herself, but after losing their parents, she becomes Lilo's sole carer, making sure there's food on the table, a roof over their heads, and keeping child services at bay.
I'm adjusted. I eat 4 food groups and look both ways before crossing the street, and take long naps, and get disciplined.
Scrump might be the unofficial mascot for how little they have, but Nani works her heart out to give Lilo a real childhood. And those surfing trophies in her room seem to quietly hint at a life she put on pause to take care of her sister. Here's to the Nanis in our lives. Go hug yours.
One fond embrace, aho ia, oh, until we meet again.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Pleakley's Half Viewmaster. If you know how those things work, you'll realize Pleakley never sees the full picture.
Are they intelligent?
No, but they're very delicate. In fact, every time an asteroid strikes their planet, they have to begin life all over. It's fascinating, isn't it?
What happened to experiments 1 through 625? We eventually found out the answer in the spin-off series, but Jumba's lying through all 4 of his eyes.
Create something? But that would be irresponsible and unethical. I would never, ever make more than one.
Lilo's horrifying connections. If you hear Lilo say 7 days, you're in major trouble.
7 days.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The significance of Lilo's sandwich routine. Sure, Lilo's a bit of a handful, but kids typically don't act out for no reason, and she's no exception. She and Nani have been through the unimaginable, losing both parents unexpectedly and suddenly facing the very real threat of being separated.
Lilo! Do you not understand? Do you want to be taken away? Answer me!
Nani's doing everything she can to hold things together, but it often feels like the world's against them. One early moment says so much. Lilo insists she was late to hula because she had to feed Pudge, the fish she believes controls the weather.
Because I had to go to the store and get peanut butter, because all we have is stinking tuna!
Lilo, why is this so important?
Pudge controls the weather.
It sounds quirky until we learn how her parents died. Suddenly, it clicks. That's grief talking. And honestly, once you realize that, you just want to hug her forever.
That's us before. It was rainy, and they went for a drive.
Did you notice anything else in the movie? How many rewatches did it take to spot it? Let us know in the comments.
Give us some sign you understand any of this.